Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a topic that might surprise some of you. Why venting your emotions, especially anger and frustration, might not be as helpful as we've been led to believe. We've all been there, right? Something or someone gets under our skin and we just need to let it out. We need to vent to a friend, a family member, or even on social media, thinking that expressing our anger or frustration will make us feel better. But what if I told you that venting might actually be doing more harm than good? Now I get it, venting feels good in the moment. It's like releasing the pressure valve on a boiling pot. But here's the thing, research and psychology insights suggest that venting doesn't really help us in the long run. In fact, it can actually reinforce the very emotions we're trying to get rid of. Let me break down why that is. First off, when we vent, we're often just reinforcing our negative emotions. Think about it. Every time you talk about that thing that made you angry, you're reliving it. You're diving back into those feelings of frustration or hurt, which keeps them fresh in your mind instead of calming you down. You might find yourself getting even more worked up. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. It might feel cathartic for a moment, but in the end, the flames just keep burning. This brings me to another important point. Venting often leads to rumination. Now, rumination is when you continuously dwell on a problem without actually moving towards a solution. It's like spinning your wheels in the mud. You're expending energy, but you're not getting anywhere. When we vent, we're not necessarily looking for solutions, we're just stuck on the problem. And the more we focus on what's wrong, the harder it becomes to see a way out. But the impact of venting doesn't stop with us. It can also affect our relationships. Constantly venting to friends or loved ones can put a strain on those relationships. Imagine being on the receiving end of someone's venting all the time. It can be overwhelming. Your friends or family might feel helpless, especially if they don't have a solution to offer. Over time, this can create distance or even resentment. No one wants to be that person who's always bringing negativity into a conversation. Another downside of venting is that it often lacks constructive action. Sure, you might feel a little better after getting things off your chest, but what's next? Without taking steps to actually address the issue, you're likely to find yourself venting about the same thing again and again. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches. It's not going to heal properly unless you take the right steps.
Let's also talk about the idea of social contagion. Emotions are contagious when you vent. You're not just affecting yourself, you're spreading those negative emotions to others. The person listening to you might start feeling more stressed or upset, even if they weren't involved in the situation. This can create a negative feedback loop where everyone ends up feeling worse. Finally, there's the issue of false relief. Venting might give you a temporary sense of relief, but it doesn't address the underlying issues causing your distress. It's like treating the symptoms without treating the disease. You might feel better for a little while, but those feelings of anger or frustration are going to come back because the root cause hasn't been dealt with. So what can we do instead? I'm not saying you should bottle up your emotions. That's not healthy either. But there are more constructive ways to deal with your feelings. Practicing mindfulness, for example, can help you stay present and avoid getting caught up in negative emotions. Engaging in physical activity is another great way to release stress and improve your mood. And of course, focusing on problem solving, taking actionable steps to address the issues at hand can be incredibly empowering. In summary, while venting might feel good in the moment, it's not the most effective way to achieve long-term emotional well-being. Instead of getting caught in a cycle of negative reinforcement, try to focus on approaches that will help you move forward in a positive direction. If you found this video helpful, or if you've ever struggled with venting, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. How do you deal with anger and frustration? Let's talk about some healthier alternatives together. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. One love.